This side episode of Bud's tutorial slash help slash walkthrough of the beta in Powerplant Tower 2, I'm going to be talking about the power plant. In the power plant, there are 3 different tabs that you have here. I'm going to start by talking about the technology tab. In the technology tab, you spend resources to unlock different tiers of components and such to produce power. And 4 different components. Some components have a white box around them. Those components you can upgrade. Click on it, it'll pull up the upgrade. We'll show you. For 1,000 resources, I can increase the capacity of the batteries by 50%. I believe this is exponential. I'll talk about these other ones actually when I switch over to my main save. In the network, here you can choose different boosts, different buildings to boost. You have the construction firm, the factory, the mine, the headquarters, the shipyard, and the museum. These are all the ones we currently have. There's going to be more in the future. Well, for this, you have 2 options. You can either go for a boost, you have the percent that you're boosting displayed as green, and you have the duration of the boost displayed as red. And you can go from side to side to sacrifice duration of the boost for a stronger boost, or you can sacrifice strength of the boost for a longer boost. If you want to know the most efficient thing based off the power they put in to actually speed up the building, it's directly in the middle. It's where you have the best ratio between boost percent and actual duration. If you want to actually know the best place to boost, then optimally it would be on the power side, since this gives you the most percent boost even though you sacrifice duration. As long as you can fill up your power in this duration of time fully, it allows you to get the highest percent in the actual, like, per real life time spent, you get the most boost. For me personally, I believe the best is actually like slightly from the edge, because an 80.8% boost isn't much different from like an 80.03%. But an 8-minute boost compared to an 11-minute boost is huge in difference. You lose a tiny amount of boost, but you gain so much more duration. Same thing goes for the other side. 40% boost, 16 minutes, and you could sacrifice like 3 seconds and get 15% bonus boost. The far edges aren't really particularly best. I recommend somewhere right around here to boost. This percent boost applies to every aspect of the building. For actual buildings to boost, the museum is pretty useless to boost. Yeah, the shipyard is actually very useful, boosts the speed which shipments come in. If you want to know more about that, you're going to have to go look in the shipyard video. And the headquarters, it speeds up the research on different wave techs or different techs in the software tab, but it also increases the speed at which contracts go by. So for the mine time boost, this increases the rate at which the mine drills, the rate at which you use fuel, but it also increases the rate at which layers generate in the mine. Then for the factory, this increases the rate at which refinements come in, the rate at which your producers produce, the rate at which your machines work. It speeds up every aspect of the building. Construction firm increases the rate at which you construct buildings. It does not speed up using gems or exotic gems. It doesn't speed up those. It does still work the same speed. These buttons at the bottom switch between using 10% of your power cap. I can just demonstrate that here now. 10% of my power will drop that down 1,100. 25% is quarter of my max power. 50% will take half. Or I could boost with 100% and just drain all my current power that I have. That is of your current power, not your power cap. The more power you put in, the stronger the boost is, but it's not a linear bonus. Putting 10 times the power does not give you a 10 times stronger boost. And then you have this button here which just selects all current boosts or unselects all boosts. Not really necessary. Then you just click the power button to actually, after you have your selected boost, you can vary these all you want. And you just boost however many you want in one boost. Alright. Now that we're on my main save, before I get on to the power grid, I'm going to quickly talk about the different bonus technologies here. Well, this one is a linear bonus per yellow battery inside the power plant grid. The more capacity they hold, I'm going to talk about more about that when I actually get to the power grid area. This just increases the storage size of the coal, meaning instead of holding 2,500 kilograms like on my save where I'm doing all the recordings, my main save has it holding 2.02 million kilograms, which is quite a lot. Then you have the oil barrel, 20% more storage per upgrade, 20% more gas per upgrade. Really just holds more of those containers. uranium boxes. 10% more uranium per upgrade, exponential bonus multiplies together. Helium tank, 8% bonus. More of these will probably get upgrades later. They aren't here in the game currently, so I can't record them. If you have any questions about what other ones do, if they're not there, I'm going to be posting edits, updates, and such inside the description and the comment section. So if something's different in this video compared to what you're playing, just check that down there. I'll post more information there. So, for actual power plant designs, for the tier 1, these are 2 different options for it. You have the compact, small, has a bunch of storage, produces power at 90 per tick. Overall, cheap. You can make it however many of these you want. If you're making multiple, I'd recommend put them in this rough pattern. Easy to use. Just sell the coal, place it back. Runs really well. Overall, would recommend this. For tier 2 power, you have 2 different options. You can use the oil furnaces and the oil tanks for the steam turbines, which produces very little power, takes a lot of space. Wouldn't really recommend it. Or you can use the gas turbines, which produce lots of power and take little space, but take lots of micromanagement. For numbers, well, this produces 300, this 1200, this one 900, and this one produces 1400. Just this bottom area here outproduces this. Overall, wouldn't recommend using oil power. Gas power is pretty good. So for tier 3 power, you have 3 options. You can use solar panels, 1 power per tick, 0 if it's raining, then 4 power per tick for the wind turbines. Depends on the wind strength. Right now I have really powerful wind strength. You can check your wind strength and if it's raining inside the shipyard under the weather forecast. Wind right now is pretty much so a peak, so I get 4 per tick from that. Well, humidity, as long as it's below I think the halfway mark, then it's not raining, so your solar panels producing 1. Wind turbines, better than the solar panels. Even at wind turbines low, they're still producing like 0.6. So, solar panels, not really good. Wind turbines, pretty good. You just place these wherever you want. They aren't any multi-tile structure. Then for the water turbines, 3 power per tick per each one, and they just need water. Water's infinite. Set them up kind of like this. I'll quickly show you how to tile this to optimally pack it together. Where you just start where your previous pump was. Go down 1, over 2, down 1, over 2, down 1, over 2. Don't mind that, that's just bugged. Then, to get the others, you can go up 1, you can go up 2, over 1, and you can just repeat the same thing from there. And you can just keep doing that. Once you have all the pumps in place, it's quite simple to just fill in on every side of every pump with a water turbine. After you're done filling them up, you will have your finished reactor for those. Passive power plant. These honestly produce low amount of power, but they work passively, don't require any upkeep. For tier 4 power, you have 1 option, lava power and thermal power. Truly, this is a great source of power. Has a high capacity, produces a high amount of power per tick from each generator, and it's quite small and compact. To repeat this design, you can reuse the water pumps and just chain it in a line like this. Then to refill it, you just sell the lava pumps and place them back. Overall, great design, has high capacity, takes a little micromanagement, and it produces a high amount of power per tick. For tier 5 power, you have fission power, which just uses uranium and water instead of uranium, water, fission reactor instead of coal burner, and water. It really it's more steam power, produces more steam, so this is the right ratio. This should be 10 across in total to supply to 10 steam turbines. Overall, this is not that great a source of power. These are really just passive power, but you actually have to micromanage them every year or 2 because they just have so much capacity. It takes a lot of space, produces relatively low power per tick. Wouldn't really recommend it. It also gets expensive really quickly. Tier 6 power. Fusion reactors. Fusion reactors, they produce extreme amounts of power. 25,000 per each one of these little modules I have that then you just have to feed helium-3 into. One downside of these is helium-3 naturally doesn't have a large storage, so it burns through the fuel really quickly. Also, helium-3 is the only storage tank that burns through its fuel, even if you are at max power capacity. So drink my fuel even though I'm not getting anything. So this is a high amount of helium-3 per reactor. If you want to micromanage it a lot less, you can just sell a couple of these, just place in the back. Takes a little micromanage. Well, this one produces 50,000 power from a single helium tank. 50,000 power per tick. The more helium you have, the more storage. Overall, I would recommend the bomb design. It's cheap, and it just produces a lot of power. You may have to run through every once in a while, but it just works very well. For power sources, the best thing to use is just spam a bunch of yellow batteries if you have the yellow battery upgrades. The more you place down, the more power you have. The more power you have, the stronger each boost is. So, optimally, with a reactor, if you want the best loadout or setup for a reactor, the goal is to fill up your battery as much as possible in however long it takes for you to do a boost. As I said, you don't really want to do a boost that's all the way to the side. You want to go a bit to just a bit more of red, because that you really sacrifice a tiny amount of perceived power. It lasts for like 4 extra minutes, allowing you to produce more power in that duration of time. So if you're wondering what I actually mainly use for my power production, I use this setup. It's 1.9 billion power storage. Really easy to refill. You sell the tanks and just place them back. It's going to be really easy to automate with the AI, and it goes for extremely powerful boosts. Like already 120% factory boost. I'm not even at a tenth of my capacity. So that's why I use. Would recommend. Great power plant layout. That's everything you need to know about the factory or the power plant. For the power plant, just remember there will be more skills and exotic skills in the future. Just check the description or the comment sections below. I'll be sure to post any edits or any changes that happen to the power plant. Post them down there. And that's it for this episode.